Hey, it's Dano, and you're in on another episode of Car Culture Nation. Flaming tailpipes to hand-painted pinstripes, we're vibing on the lifestyle of cars. Hot rods to rock stars with your host, this guy right here, Dano. And I got a really cool special guest with us today. It's Mike Zarnock. He's a Hot Wheels historian, an American writer of collector guides and articles about Hot Wheels, toys, cars, and accessories. He's a drag racer. He's a car guy. He's a car builder. And man, I really can't wait to have this conversation. I'm excited about it. So you ready? I am.
I'm ready.
Hey, there he is right there. Say hi, Mike.
Hey. Hey, I'm ready to go, man. Like I said, yeah. The more we talk about cars, the better off we are. So let's have some good times.
Let's do it. Hang on.
3, 2, 1.
Mike Zarnock, Hot Wheels historian, drag racer, car builder, car guy, friend, and somewhat of a neighbor. You're over here in Central New York. How you doing today, Mike?
Yeah, I am doing great, Dan. It's always good to talk to you. It's always good to see you. You know, I don't get a chance to see you much. We get to see you in Syracuse at Syracuse Nationals, and sometimes across the country. I get to see your brother when we go to some of the Hot Wheels shows.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see you, and I'm excited to talk to you about this because every time we're together, we never talk about this stuff. You know what I mean? We're always
no. There's
here,
always
Mike,
somebody
grab it.
coming up and wanting. Yeah,
Grab a
somebody's always wanting
Sharpie,
to
sit here,
something.
do this.
Yeah, I know.
Got a line of people waiting for you. I mean, you know, it's
Hey,
you
it's
are
great, man.
yeah, it's you're very genuine and generous with your time, and I just love hanging out with you, man. And we get to do it today for a little bit during this episode of Car Culture Nation and talk about cars. So let's get into it.
The same, man. Definitely. Like I say, you know, every time you and I get together, we don't get a chance to do this. So let's do it. Any questions you want, you know, go ahead.
Awesome. Let's go take care of one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Hold it right there.
Hey! Whoa! Have you ever seen a cool car at a show or driving down the street or strip and say to yourself, man, that looks like a Hot Wheels? Stephen Piercy here for Hot Wheels Americana Series Premium Car Care Products. Yeah!
Hot Wheels Premium Car Care Products. Now available at your local independent aftermarket hot rod shops, accessory stores across the USA. Check them out at americanapro.com/Hot Wheels. All right, we're back with Mike Zarnock on Car Culture Nation. Mike, let's get into this. So, I know you from Hot Wheels and your books and a couple, I believe, movies, TV shows, your YouTube channel. But let's go back. Let's go way back. I see these drag racing cars, and that's my passion. So let's talk about it. How'd you get into cars? And like, where did it start?
My dad was a body man, you know. So he'd always bring toy cars home, of course. I would go to the shop on the weekends, and it's in my blood. So whenever there was cars around, I mean, I had to block stand cars as soon as I could reach the top of the quarter panel. So so that was my job, you know, and sweeping floors.
Right.
But yeah, I've always been in love with cars. You know, the guys that hung around my dad's garage always had Corvettes, and I remember a couple of guys had some 55 sedan deliveries. Another guy had a 55 gasser. So, you know, cars, as soon as somebody starts that engine and the ground starts to shake,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't care who you are, man. It just makes you feel good. And I always said, as soon as I get big enough to turn some wrenches, I was going to have a race car. and I did.
What was your first race car?
Actually, the first race car was my street car. Was a '68 Impala that my grandmother gave me with a sport coupe, and I did the engine, did a 283 with flat tops and ported the heads. Back then, who knows how much horsepower we had, but the car had a lot of torque. It was an eighth mile car back when Utica Rome was around, and ran 48s, and the car would run in the nines in the eighth. It was a great street car.
Nice.
And after that, I ended up having an altered tube chassis car, and that was a lot of fun.
Where'd you run that at?
I ran that at Cicero. I ran it at not Englishtown, Atco, Cecil County. And any track that I could go to and take a nice 10-second ride.
Nice. So
back then, 10 seconds was really, really, really fast. Today you got street cars that run 10 seconds. So.
Right. Yeah, you do. Definitely do. So did you ever build any of your own engines, or did you have that was the first one. Yeah. The one in the Impala I did. Actually, I had Burkhart's do the machine work. Phil.
But Phil Senior.
Yeah. Well, Phil Junior. He drove funny car. He drove.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We hung out a lot in the NHRA. Let me see. I think it was the Powerade drag racing or Full Throttle drag racing series at that time. But yeah, Phil, great guy, good driver. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, his dad, back in the day, did all the machine work, except for the heads. Like I said, I ported the heads, and I can't tell you how many hours I had in those heads. But I have a picture of the Impala with one wheel up off the ground. So I think that was kind of a decent accomplishment, and nice. A big tank, to do that. But I've always built my own engines, done my own suspension work, everything, when I was able to. Now that I'm getting older, I tried putting a transmission in my Pro Street S10 the other day, and it's like, man, I used to be able to bench press these things. And now I got the jack out, and I'm having trouble putting it up on the jack. And it's like, wow, what happened? These things got heavy over the years.
So I saw the silver S10. Is that silver?
Yes. Yeah, that's my new baby.
So when I was starting in drag racing, I worked for Victor Cagnazzi. Victor was out of New York City, and he had this is when 2004. This is when NHRA had just stopped running the pro stock trucks. So when I saw yours S10, it reminded me of his truck. It was a purple truck. He ended up selling it, but we went pro stock racing, and we had a very successful career with Victor, and we assembled some good guys and good teams and everything. But definitely pro stock truck. I was after pro stock truck, so but it definitely reminded me of it. Are you do you run that on the track? A strip?
No, that's gonna be my street truck. That's
nice.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. Something that's gonna make a lot of noise.
That's what it's all about.
And so it's got a gear drive in it, so it's gonna whine really, really loud. I made sure that I got a noisy gear drive instead of a quiet one.
Nice.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be a really cool truck. I just got to get time to get it done,
So let's jump into what made us all car guys, and what you are known for, and you're known globally for this, which is totally cool. Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
How cool is this? They happen to be one of our sponsors with their Hot Wheels premium car care products. They partnered up with a really cool company, Americana Pro Automotive, over in Syracuse. We happen to know them quite well, and I've definitely seen you around and had you out with some of our shows and all that stuff. So how did it start with you and Hot Wheels?
Well, 68 was when they first came out. I was 10 years old in 1968. But prior to that, I built models. I had Matchbox cars. I had slot cars, things like that. So one day I was going down to the local W.T. Grant, kind of a small department store where we lived. And I come walking in there looking for a Tom Daniel model because, like I said, Tom Daniel was my hero. And I walk in there, and there is Hot Wheels. They got slicks, they got superchargers, they got trick paint, it's like, holy moly, I'm in love. Because I used to take my Matchbox cars and I would soup them up, paint them and with my mother's nail polish and stuff. And here I don't have to do anything; they're all done, and they go fast. And there's a track, and there's a whole bunch of them, and I just fell in love with Hot Wheels. And I had to have every Hot Wheel car that came out, and I did.
And you're serious about that comment?
Oh yeah, well yeah, I've held 2 world records. I still have the world's largest Hot Wheels collection. I've got track sets, I got play sets, I've got underwear, I've got socks, I got name it.
Car care products.
Car care. My garage is full of a lot of used car care products because I use them. I use them on all my vehicles. I love this stuff. Hot Wheels car care products, I can't say enough about them. I use them all the time. But anything that you could put the Hot Wheel logo on, I have in my collection.
That is cool.
And it's just gotten. It was never supposed to be this way. I'm just a guy who collects toys and Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels brings me back to the time, when I was 10 years old, and all I had to do was mow the lawn and make my bed. So, a lot of guys are trying to buy back their childhood, to get back to that time. But yeah, that's what it does for me.
Well,
and I've gotten to meet all kinds of cool people. So,
look, today we're just big kids with credit cards, right? And
oh yeah,
that's why the whole Hot Wheels premium car care line was born. Exactly what you opened up with your statement of. You fell in love with the cars. You didn't have to paint them with your mom's nail polish. They were already cool. So, what inspired us and you, obviously, and your fellow collectors of the sparkly paint, the chrome wheels, the red line tires, the black tires, the chrome coming out of the hood, the two-tone paint, the flames, the flat colored paint on there, the yellow windows, right?
Everything, man.
And all that. So, we had aspired to move to today or way back in our, when we're able to drive, right, real cars. And that actually set the tone and the pace in our generation, which is Generation X, baby boomers.
I'm a boomer, man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a boomer.
I'm on the borderline, so I'll stay with the Generation X. That's funny, man. Hey, man, but you know what we got in common? We love cars.
Cars are it, man. If you go, well, of course, but when you go to a car show, and there are guys that have their real car, and of course they have a Hot Wheel or a model car, something that looks just like their car on the air cleaner or on the dashboard. Toy cars and real cars go hand in hand. I fell in love with toy cars because I could have as many AC Cobras as I wanted. Yep. I could have a red one. I could have a blue one. I could have a big black Corvette. I could have the Monster Mobile. I could have the Batmobile.
You could have the yellow submarine from the Beatles.
I could have a yellow submarine, but it's a funny story about that. Every time that song would come on, I would turn it off. It was the only 8-track tape that I had in my Impala, and we played it over and over and over. And as soon as it came on to "We All," and it was bink, change it.
Yeah, but
and we had to take it out.
now that they made a Hot Wheels out of that, so
yes.
now it's We all wish we had one. I do.
Yes. So, yeah, that's the thing. Everybody has real cars, has toy cars. Toy cars were what got people into the real cars. Elliot Handler, the guy that owned Mattel at the time, his idea was to have toy cars that looked just like the cars that were cruising around on the streets in California.
He hit it, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Back in the 60s, you had the Ed Roth stuff. You had Bill Cushenberry. You had George Barris. You had all of these cool cars that were in the magazines. And, living here in New York, we had snow 10 months a year.
Mm-hmm.
The only time we could see cool cars was going to the Syracuse Auto Show, the
Yeah.
Autorama.
Yeah, Autorama, right,
Yeah.
right. But then you also had, move through the years here a little bit. Obviously, you had the, what was it, the original 16 cars that came out?
Yes.
And that one
Yep.
gold 67 Camaro that's out. And now what Hot Wheels has done is they have the Hot Wheels garage, and they have brought on a bunch of car builders and engineers, and they built the life-size edition that drive on the road, and they're at car shows because we use them. You've seen them, and they're all across the country. And these are life-size Hot Wheels cars that actually run and drive and all that, and they're the top ones, right, Mike?
Oh yeah. There's the twin mill is out there. The Camaro that you were just talking about. I think I sent you a picture of Hot Wheels car care products sitting next to the El Camino.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And then there was a couple years ago, on the 50th anniversary was 2018 of Hot Wheels. So they had that 67 Camaro that we use right in some of our shows around the country. They had a nice television commercial featuring that car, and a mom and her son teaching the son about moving forward, not giving up, right, and all that. And that's the bottom. That it was, and that's the bottom line of Hot Wheels. Sure, it's about cool cars, but man, that taught our generation how to adapt. We didn't have smartphones or tablets. We had home remedies, man, and they were called Hot Wheels. And, we built tracks, right? We built loop-de-loops.
Oh, yeah.
Even that Evel Knievel thing there, right? People did the same thing. The motorcycle used to wind up. And then, going back to Hot Wheels, we, obviously, they've acquired a Matchbox over the years. So it was either one or the other. And up here in the Northeast, it just seems like everybody says, oh, Matchbox. And it's like the first thing to come to mind. But then there's Hot Wheels, and it's just like cool. Totally cool, totally different than Matchbox. They're both cool, but Hot Wheels is it. You know what I mean? So for the cool factor, but
definitely.
Yeah.
Matchbox were all utilitarian. They were trucks and they were campers and they were trailers and all kinds of stuff. But the Hot Wheels, once they came out, they were hands off racing. Back then slot cars were a huge thing,
yes.
But you had to have a track, you had to have electricity. Where Elliot Handler said, the whole thing is going to be gravity. They put the clamp on the track, and the track went down, and the car went through the loop and over the jump, and you just did it again and again and again. You didn't have to go, Mom, I need batteries, and can you plug this in? And it was a great toy. It was a great invention.
So now you can. Hot Wheels has come out in 2018. With the Hot Wheels Legends Tour in select markets. I believe 2018 was 18 shows, and then 2019 was like 20 or 22 shows. And then the COVID year was nothing or online. Yeah. And they've done a few shows this year, 2021, and some online as well. But they teamed up with a large big box store because they, it's got big parking lots, right? So, and a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So. But you could go there, and they trucked and trailered these life-sized creations of Hot Wheels cars out to the Hot Wheels Legends Tour. It happened on Saturdays, select Saturdays throughout the summer months and spring and fall. And they had a nice tour out. They had a nice, it was a really, really, really good family atmosphere. Really cool factor for cars, and they had some just high-end celebrity judges, coming out and judging. And it's all fun. You get to vote online, and you get to go and enter online. You get chosen for your car to come out. So they had the cars were the stars, right? But then what they did is they pick one winner from each market. And then say there was 15 or 16 of them, they would take those guys out to SEMA in Vegas and put them in the display booth outside of the Hot Wheels Display Center with their own Hot Wheels creations, and then the winners from all across the country. And they brought all the people out too. And I mean, how cool is that? So people want to say, oh, well, it's I sold them, I didn't collect them, I should have. Boy, some of those things are worth an awful lot of money. Major cool factor. But what we all have a common denominator. It all started with 97 cents.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we're doing what we're doing today. Yeah,
when I was a kid.
Very good.
I'm a little bit older than you, so there was 69 cents.
So now you take it,
and they're
right?
still under $1. They are still
Absolutely.
under $1.
Yep, and they're getting, I don't know if you get cooler, but Hot Wheels is always cool, right? But man, they're being consistent for a brand that is 52, 53 years old. So
yep.
That brand has touched so many people, guys and girls both, aunts and uncles, grandparents, parents, brothers and sisters, and those who us that adapted to it. I know I did, and I know that's why I'm in drag racing, and I know that's why I'm in the automotive aftermarket accessories business, and that's why I am doing this podcast, Car Culture Nation. That is why this is here. Why do you do what you do? Is it because of Hot Wheels? Did it teach you, Mike? Did it give you some lessons way back when?
Oh man, yeah, because I learned about engines by looking at what was there. Whether it was a Hilborn injection or it had a supercharger, or they had zoomies, or they had regular headers, or all of those things are important. And back then all of the stuff was true to form. So if it was a Mustang, it had a Ford engine in it. If it was a Chevrolet, it had a Chevrolet engine in it. So you could tell that after you've had them in your hands a million times, you could tell what was what. And I learned an awful lot. I could tell a 65 Mustang from a 67 Mustang. So, those things definitely brought education to young kids, whether, like you said, whether they're boys or girls. There's some girls women out there that have some amazing Hot Wheels collections.
Did you, you guys just came back from the convention? Wasn't that recently?
Yeah, that was in LA. Yeah.
And
when
was that?
In October.
I from the social media, I saw a lot of women collectors out there.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hey, there's women drag racers, there's women car builders, which I think is totally cool. And there are women Hot Wheels collectors, there are women racers, drag racers out there, and circle track of all kind. So, it's just not for the boys, I mean.
No, just because you're a woman doesn't mean you don't have to like cars. My granddaughter likes Barbie, and she likes Hot Wheels. I think my granddaughter has more Hot Wheels than she does Barbies. So, cars are cars. I don't think it's a gender specific thing.
No.
Cars are cool. So anybody can have a car. And we both know Shirley Muldowney, who's a dear friend of mine. She's I want to say she's almost. I'm not going to say that she's 80 because she'll holler at me. But and she still gets in a car and drives. She will still get in a top fuel car.
Yep.
And drive. She's my mom's age.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of women out there that are just amazing drivers. And of course, it is a proven fact that women are quicker than men off the light, and that's why Shirley has won so many national events. But
that's she raced against Connie Coletta, right? The bounty hunter. She raced against the Hot Wheels team, right? She raced against Snake and Mongoose, right? So,
oh yeah.
I mean, that is an era that, man, I just remember watching
great
those.
Time in the world, man.
And talk about Hot Wheels coming out at the same time, and then going on the drag strip with Snake and Mongoose and doing what they did with those Mopars and dragsters and the funny cars. That is totally cool.
You talk about corporate sponsorship and stuff like that. McEwen, when he went to Mattel, and asked for money. There at that time in was 69, 70,
Yep.
there really wasn't any big corporate sponsorships. So when they went to Mattel and asked for the money, it was like, oh man, but that was the beginning right there. When Hot Wheels sponsored Tom McEwen and Don Perdome,
Yep.
that was the beginning of all the really cool big money sponsorships, and it helped their career immensely.
And there has not been a Hot Wheels sponsorship on a Top Fuel NHRA dragster since then until last year.
Yeah, with Hot Wheels Car Care and
Lex June.
Lex June, yeah.
That was primary sponsor, and they're doing it again this year in select markets.
Yep.
So, I mean, every time that car, I'm going to say it does, but let me ask you, because you're the official. Do you agree that every time that car qualifies and gets in the race, is it making history? Is it making drag racing history?
It's you couldn't pay for that kind of appearance. To have that car on national television and magazines and everything else. It's great to see the Hot Wheel logo on a Top Fuel car. Like you said,
Yep.
It's been so long. The last cars were McEwen and Perdome with their funny cars and their dragsters.
Yeah. And with Hot Wheels collaborating with Americana Pro, they're doing it with, as a Hot Wheels Americana Series premium car care products. So that's the sponsorship. That's the partnership with Lex June, who is a European Top Fuel drag racer champion that relocated over here to the States a few years ago, and he's been hard at it. Lex is great people, and every time I see that car, that dragster with the Hot Wheels Premium Car Care logo on it, I get goosebumps, man.
I think we all do.
Because it's talk about. I mean, Hot Wheels is an experiential brand. It's been so clean, so good, so positive.
Yes,
for
always.
53 years, never went left or right. It always stayed, no offense, on the orange track and went straight A to B, right?
Yep.
So, and now you have it on the drag strip in a Top Fueler, primary with Lex June Racing. And, you mentioned McEwen, and he and I got to know each other a little bit back in 2018. We were talking, doing some collaborating. He was all excited about the car care side of things with Hot Wheels. And, he wanted to get involved. He's a good marketing guy, obviously. He created what he did all those years for him and the Snake, with Hot Wheels. But unfortunately, we lost him, and we never really got that.
Terrible thing.
Yeah. But anyways, we are carrying the torch and flames up, as they say. So what I would like to do right now is let's take a little break. Let's let the listeners out there go and say, wow, I can't believe what I'm hearing. This is so cool. Yeah. Look, we're just car guys talking about our past and our future and what we're leaving behind as a legacy. You got Mike Zarnock, Hot Wheels historian, drag racer, car guy, and you got me, your host of Car Culture Nation. This is Dano. We'll be right back.
Car care doesn't have to be a chore. Get the all-Americana car culture experience. Hot Wheels Americana Series premium car care products. Clean, enhance, and protect. Make your car's interior squeaky clean with Hot Wheels Trim Cleaner. Hot Wheels Trim Guard features a new car scent and high-level clean that's non-greasy. Give your ride a showroom shine with Hot Wheels premium car detailing products.
Now available at your local independent aftermarket hot rod shops across the U.S. and also at AmericanaPro.com.
We've been talking about the Hot Wheels cars and the real cars and stuff. Not too many people know that Hot Wheels actually did my old race car, my Altered, as a Hot Wheel car.
That's right, they did. The red one.
Yep, 2009. It came out in the Drag Strip Demon series. And, man, those things are awful hard to get. Anytime I find one, I pick it up. Because I end up giving them away anyway. But did I ever give you one?
Not yet.
No? Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to find another one.
I'll keep an eye out for one. Of course, if I can find one on
Yeah.
eBay, I'll definitely grab one.
There you go.
So let's talk about. Have you written a couple books on Hot Wheels?
I've written 14 books on Hot Wheels.
Wow, just a couple.
So
Nice.
yeah. I've written hundreds of magazine articles. Yeah. I can't even count how many things I've written about Hot Wheels. Done TV shows. I actually did the History Channel, did the 50th anniversary for the History Channel. And there's a new one coming up, actually, November 28th, I believe. It's called The Toys That Built America.
Nice.
And it's not the other series. This is by History Channel, and it's called The Toys That Built America. Like the cars that built America and the men that built America.
Mm-hmm.
This is the toys that built America. And I had a part in the Hot Wheels history part. So I'm looking forward to see how that came out. But yeah, that's a four-part series, and that's going to be out November 28th, I believe.
On the History Channel?
On the History Channel.
That's awesome. That is totally cool.
Yeah.
That's obviously this year, 2021. So that'll be around start of the holidays, right around Thanksgiving time. So
yes.
What a great time to air it and sit down with family and reminisce and all that good stuff.
Like you said before, it's a family thing. Every time you talk about Hot Wheels, it's a happy thing. It's a family thing. It's things that parents can do with their kids, and
absolutely.
So I'm glad that you that you had mentioned that, because it's definitely, Hot Wheels are a family oriented hobby.
It's it's experiential. It's emotional, and I'm not saying that you got to be a collector to be emotional about it. You got to be a collector. You got to be got to like Hot Wheels, right? Because you can actually you can go to the store and grab a Hot Wheels that's a car that you owned or that you remember your dad or your uncles or your grandfather or whatever had, and you got time in that car. You got history with it. Maybe you helped them build it. Maybe they customized it. Maybe they're racing it like you. So, but it definitely is a learning experience with Hot Wheels. I think it's just great what they do and how they do it. And the people over there are phenomenal. They're so nice, so welcoming. I've been to the headquarters plenty of times, and over to the Hot Wheels garage, and we've had the cars out. They've been out to shows with us. We've been out with them guys, and it's very cool. So, it's definitely, they say, history repeats itself every 20 years, but Hot Wheels is still, they're still making history.
Good history.
They're not repeating, they're still making history. They haven't stopped.
They are growing and growing exponentially.
So
every one of the designers that are there now all played with Hot Wheels as kids.
Yeah.
So
look, we got to talk about the manufacturers. So Hot Wheels is not only the manufacturers, of the die-cast cars and the toys and all that, and they're not only, they do licensing partnerships with companies for like premium car care products, or whether they do clothing or bicycles or helmets or whatever. But Hot Wheels, and this is a fact, and back me up on this, Hot Wheels has partnered with every single auto manufacturer in the world. And that's a fact, because that's how they're making these die-cast cars, because it's
through their licensing programs.
Yes. Yeah. So then they went and partnered with General Motors Chevrolet division in 2013. They did the Hot Wheels Camaro, the blue one, the 2013 Camaro, and that sold out relatively quick. I don't know how many they made and built.
They will never tell you how many they made.
Yep.
Oh, you mean the real cars or the toy cars?
No, the real ones.
The real one. I don't remember. But yeah, that number is out there. How many of the actual General Motors Hot Wheel Camaro? And I think there were some convertibles too. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
there was. There was the blue
Okay.
hardtop. There was a blue convertible. There was also
Okay.
automatics and manuals too. So, but then they came out in 2018,
There you
and
go. That's what I'm waiting for.
They partnered with Chevrolet, General Motors Chevrolet division again, and they did the 50th anniversary Hot Wheels edition Camaros. So they did a Camaro Coupe, which was in a V6 or an SS with a V8 and some really cool options. They also did a convertible. That car became the Indy Parade car, the Indy Pace car for 2018. They came out with the Hot Wheels drag strip ready Copo Camaro.
Yes.
There was only 69 of those manufactured and produced.
I want
And
one of those so bad.
I've seen them, and those things are climbing in value. See, everything Hot Wheels. What do they say? Everything's collectible from Hot Wheels. But look, you got to see what they did here. They not only built their own cars life size. They not only built. They are the start and the root of the car culture. That is a fact. And, and that is why we're doing what we're doing today on this show, in the studio, at your offices, at your warehouse, what you're doing with your collections, and what we're doing with our cars and trucks, and what we've been doing since the 60s. And when you got these cars that, when they partner with a large manufacturer like Chevrolet and General Motors to go and build and manufacture these cars, it's about, they are the car culture. So what's the next best thing? Well, car care products, premium car care products, not low grade stuff, high end premium to live up to the name. And they partnered with a small town up here, or small business up here, Americana Pro, and they did a cool partnership. The packaging is stellar. The bottles are great. The product is phenomenal. And I'm not
just
saying
the bottles, just the packaging. People go.
I've seen people post on social media. Does it work? I don't know if it works. Hot Wheels, really? Car care? And they're making all their comments, which is understandable. They don't know. But once they try it, they're hooked. And then you get people like, this one guy had a Mustang. He was talking about it. And his buddy's like, hey, he's like, whatever. Hey, check this out. Right? He's on social media. And he says, does it work? He goes, I don't care. I just leave it in my garage on the shelf. It'll look cool. I got everything else there that's all dusty. At least these will be cool. You know what I mean? So, but really cool thing and really good connection. And, they're in life-size cars. And it's a fact. They're the only die-cast company that manufactured in a partnership with Chevrolet, right? Real life-size cars, and they sold them, and they're on the road, and they're labeled 50th Anniversary Hot Wheels Edition, and also the 2013 Hot Wheels Edition. And then you go and do a line of car care products. So
we got to take care of those cars.
What do you think? Right? I mean,
you got to make them shine.
The next question is, what's in your trunk? It better be Hot Wheels car care products if you got one of those cars, right?
Of course. And I do go to shows when I can, and when I do see the first thing people do is if there is a real Hot Wheel Camaro out there at the show, people always find me, drag me out there, and get my picture with their car. And they always have Hot Wheels car care products in the car, and they use it. Guys are out there putting, wiping everything down with their chamois and everything. And it's just they use the Hot Wheel car care products on their real Hot Wheel car, and of course all their other cars.
It's I've been at many car shows and definitely seen all those out there, the cars and the products. And you know what? Use what you like and use what you feel it works. But it just seems that when people try the products, they really they're surprised. They're just, they work very, very well. And, they do live up to the name. They do live up to the hype. And, what do you say? I always say Hot Wheels never disappoints. It's puts a smile on your face, man. You could be having a bad days and somebody hand you Hot Wheels, and your problems are gone, man. At least for a couple minutes, maybe longer. But
the car care products work on all different types of paints too. You've got guys that still have lacquer on their cars. You got guys that have base coat, clear coat. You got all of
hot
these
rod black,
different. Yeah, so and you have to have shiny tires, and you have to have a nice shiny dashboard. All of those products make a difference in the appearance of your car.
Absolutely.
And I've said I have many different cars, many different types of cars. And the other day, everybody knows my dually as the Mistress, and the Mistress has been neglected for quite a while. And I cleaned her up and with Hot Wheels car care products, and she looks amazing.
Nice.
So and that's an original 1989 paint on that truck.
Wow.
So
wow, on the white one.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking truck.
So
I
love that truck.
So with all the car events, the Cars and Coffees, the Hot Wheels Legends Tour shows, SEMA, Apex, the Turkey Rod Run going on in Daytona Thanksgiving weekend. You got other shows in the springtime. You got Atlanta Motor Speedway doing shows, Charlotte Motor Speedway doing shows, Bristol doing shows. You got Las Vegas doing shows, Pomona doing shows. There's just, obviously, up here in Central New York doing shows. There is a car culture that I'm going to steal a tagline. It is the heartbeat of America. And you see American made and you see foreign cars, you see exotics, and you see old school cars. And it's, it is a vibe. It is a nation. And that's what drove me and my team to start Car Culture Nation in a podcast. Podcast has been around for a while, but we just, going to Cars and Coffee and talking about cars, we figured, let's do a podcast, man. We know a ton of people in the car culture. Let them come on and tell their story. We want to go have some of our listeners come out and tell their story about their cars. And we're going to start doing that. I'm going to get with my producers and my directors, and we're going to put that program together. That's really important. Instead of listening to me sitting here talking all the time, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys to go and tell your story of what made your car special, whether it was because you worked your butt off for it and you bought it with your own money, or it was your dad's, it was your grandpa's, it was your aunts, your uncles, your grandmas, your stepfathers, your bosses, whatever. There is a story behind every car that we own. And, my first car, Mike, was a 1971 Mustang notchback with a straight six and a 3-speed manual in it. And, man, I worked 3 jobs to keep that thing going and to get it where I wanted it that year, and I just ended up selling it. Yeah, it was more or less just something to do and kept me off the streets, kept me in, kept me out of trouble.
Yeah. My mother would complain when I was building the Impala, because I was like, I don't know, probably 18, 19 years old. And my mother said, you don't have any money. You put all your money in that car and, you don't go anywhere. And my grandmother says, Barbara, he could be doing drugs. And my mother said, you're right. Okay, go fix the car. So, so I wasn't spending money on drugs, and I didn't drink beer or anything like that. I put every dime that I had into that car. So, cars, they keep you straight,
Yeah, they keep you grounded. They keep you.
Yeah, grounded.
We're both, everybody's busy these days, right? Now you got not only your office phone ringing, but you also got your cell phone, you got your tablet, you got everybody can contact you any way possible now, right? So to get away from it all, I grab my Hot Wheels car care bucket kit and I go out and I take the truck and I detail it. I call that driveway therapy. I just leave the phone somewhere. I shut the ringer off. I go do my thing. And, you know, with today's car care products and today's technology, especially with the Hot Wheels premium car care line, they made it so the products do the work for you. They do it in a short period of time. There's no more chiseling wax off your car. There's no more, trying to figure out how to get the grease off your wheels or how to, you don't have to bleach your tires. They come up with a formula that doesn't dry out your tires now from the bleach, right? So it's all new technology. It works so well, and it makes it more enjoyable, because look, whether the vehicles are paid off or you own them outright or you got them given to you or you want it, whatever, it's still your ride. You want to go ahead and spend time on it. So I enjoy driveway therapy, and that is just doing my car, man, turning up the tunes, shutting off the phone and everything else and just doing what I do, doing what I love. And that's just taking care of the truck and cleaning it, man, because the win is when you pull out of your driveway and you go down the road.
Well, yeah.
And I mean, I got a 2018 Dodge Ram black one. It's gorgeous. And I take real good care of it. But,
black is one of the worst colors that,
it's a nice pearl. It's a nice pearlescent black. And that product Epic Shine from Hot Wheels really, really pops it. It just does a great job. But yeah, it's definitely cool to take care of your ride. Now that these days they have these drive-through car washes and everybody's in a hurry and this and that. And there's no more family time around the table, or it's minimal. And when there is, everybody's got their phones or tablets going on, or some do. But you know what? There's nothing like family time in the driveway around the car. And there's
I'm sure you've seen it on my social media.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
My granddaughter's out there doing the tires, and we all have cars that we take care of here. And there's days that it's like, give me the hose. No, I need the hose. Because everybody's washing their vehicles all at once, which is good because now I don't have to wash and take care of everybody else's vehicles. My wife washes her car, my son takes care of his wife takes care of hers, and my granddaughter helps me.
Yep.
So
that's awesome.
But yeah, Epic Shine. Once you're all done with everything, and you want to get the dust off or just touch it up, Epic Shine is the thing to put on there, and it's great.
That's awesome.
So,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Mike Zarnock, thank you so much for joining us today. Great conversation on Car Culture Nation. We're still not done. We're going to come back at a later time, and we're going to do this so everyone can see us, right? And let's cross do it on Hot Wheels, your YouTube channel, and we'll do it on our podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Hot Wheels TV. I think it'd be cool. But hang tight, Mike. Hang tight for 1 sec. Hey, it's Dano. This is episode 007, and it is Car Culture Nation. We would like to thank our give back partners. That is the JimiHendrixFoundation.org. JimiHendrixFoundation.org. Check them out. A great cause, great give back, and some really cool programs. And Hot Wheels Premium Car Care Products. Check those guys out at AmericanaPro.com/Hot Wheels. Iron Stable Garage. You need a restoration or a resto mod, give these guys a call. They're Mopar specialists, but they do them all. Mike, I'm going to give you like 15, 20 seconds to say whatever you want, man. Go for it.
All right. Anybody who collects Hot Wheels, check out my YouTube, which is Hot Wheels TV. And you can check out my website, MikeZarnock.com. And that's basically it. On my social media, just type in Mike Zarnock, Zarnock, and you can find me. And you know what? I even talk back. So you guys got a question, I'll even answer it. So Dan, thanks a lot for having me here, and I can't wait to come back and do it again.
Mike, thanks. The pleasure was all ours. At Car Culture Nation, the podcast, you can check out our Instagram at Car Culture Nation. The podcast, you can check us out at, let me see, what is it? It's, it is a Car Culture Podcast. It's Car Culture Podcast. It's on Instagram, so check that out. And we are all about flaming tailpipes to hand-painted pinstripes. Isn't that cool, Mike? We're vibing.
I like it.
We are vibing on the lifestyle of cars. And did we not talk about the lifestyle of cars today, right? Hot rods and rock stars, they're coming up soon, Mike. You might want to tune into a couple of these episodes. You know, they got some cool hot rods,
tune
too.
into every one of them. Every one of them.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for taking a little ride with us today. And we will be back at another episode very soon. We're out.